Hey guys, my name is Xfactor. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Finally hit level 100 in Battlefield 1, so why not break down some of my customization and options that I've tweaked so far in the game. It is November 26, 2016. DICE is constantly working on the optimization of this game because there are some problems with performance, whether it's map specific, some of the maps having extreme frame issues, or certain parts of maps, or some of the options that you change might not even change the performance on your PC. So look forward to that being an actual journey like it has been in previous Battlefield titles, with more options that actually have an effect on your performance coming to light in the future. And as always, this is something I'm constantly tweaking and tinkering with. So the first thing you'll notice is what's going on with my HUD. Okay, when I ADS and see the objective, I make that very, very opaque. It's important because if there's bad guys, depending on what angle you're looking at, you don't want that objective to get in the way. The next most important thing is probably the mini-map. I play a ton of Scout. If I'm not a Scout, I'm Assault or Medic. I'm lighting up the mini-map with flares. That's extremely important. No matter if somebody's crouched, prone, dancing an Irish jig in a bunker here, they will be shown up on the mini-map. Not to mention if you do spot them. Remember, if you shoot your gun in Battlefield 1, you're not on the mini-map like previous Battlefield titles. Don't have to really worry about suppressors here. So let's get right into the options. And the first thing that you're going to know, as another plane goes skirting by, is I did an aim guide for PC already. I'm a 1600 DPI, use a Corsair M65 Pro mouse. And it's 4% for my base soldier, but there's lots of options in Battlefield 1, including uniform soldier aiming, which I have off. That's a completely different setup. So I've actually tweaked each sensitivity. I took a lot of time measuring it all out to get it to where I wanted, the reductions that I want, whether it's a 1x 1.25 times zoom or a 2x zoom for the Martini. The only sniper I have a 2x zoom on, or the only iron I have a 2x zoom on. Everything else is 1.25. The rest of my snipers are 4.0 because I don't want scope glint. If you pick a zoom sensitivity higher than 4, you get scope glint. It's easier to see your targets at range, but you're a dead giveaway. So the next thing that we're going to take a look at here is the gameplay, and this is where the tweaking starts. Show the HUD, and of course crosshair color is pure white, more than likely the best color, no matter what the map, no matter what the weather or how dark it is. Okay, kill log is off by default. We turn that on. Have all the awards on. That's of course optional. And this is where I start making more changes. Hit indicator visibility, I want that 100%. I want to see when I get a hit in long range. If it's foggy out or if it's tough to see, that makes this possible. Headshot color, changed it to yellow. I recommend changing this to another color than your kill color because it at least gives you an indication, not to mention the tink or the dink of the helmet, to what's going on. And sometimes if somebody spawns in and you hit them with the headshot and you are a sniper and they're not dead, it's because they just spawned in and they have damage reduction for a full second or so. So that's sometimes you'll see a 60 or 50 headshot. Or if they're an elite, if you get a shot off and you can't tell and you see 18 headshot, that's an elite you're going against. Kill color for me, red is dead. Goes all the way back to playing Plant Side 1. The password to our team speak was red equals dead. And if they were red on your HUD, they were most certainly dead. So here's where some of the fun stuff starts with the mini map. And you can change all of this stuff. Texture opacity 50%. Rotate with view. Absolutely yes. This is a preference, but I find it much easier to interpret that data and then use it to my advantage or make a call out if necessary to my teammates in squad. Flight zoom radius 300. Vehicle zoom radius 100, on foot zoom radius 60. I've actually increased my minimap size to 135%. There's a lot of important stuff on the minimap, including stationary weapons. You want to know where the AA is or the field cannon is. If it's white, you know it's there. If it's gone, you know it's either busted or somebody's on it and you need to spot it out manually or, of course, drop a flare. And that's extremely important when playing Battlefield 1 is the mini-map. Can't say it enough. Snipers don't do this enough. They do not use their flares. If you see a dead sniper kit, pick it up. See if they got a flare. Use it. Then switch back to your other kit. It's free points for you. It'll help you and your squad, not to mention your team. So here's where we mess with ADS, aim down sight icon opacity. Objective icon, crank that all the way down to 14%, and you saw what that looked like. I want to see friendly soldiers and enemy soldiers, because the last thing I want to do is be in a fog of war and shoot my own players in the back where it is normal servers. It's not going to hurt them, but it is wasting my time and, of course, exposing me longer out from cover. Gadget icon. This is anything and everything you could think of, where it's the mortar or it's the medic bags. I don't really want to see that when I ADS. Not important to me at all. So the next thing we're going to go into is the advanced gameplay. I turn off auto leaning, and this has to do with where your crosshair is. Depending on where you start your lean, sometimes it kicks your crosshair out further from cover than you want it to be. So if you want complete control of where your crosshair is at and nothing that's going to surprise you, more than likely get you killed, turn that off. But I do have peek. If I'm crouched behind something, I go ADS. That's pretty easy. Un-ADS to go back to crouch. Parachute auto deploy, that is definitely off, because the best thing you could do is parachute from height and then simply pull the cord last second. You don't have the big parachute visual, and you're not exposed in the air for very, very long. And last, we hit all this stuff on the back side. So those are some of my basic controls for gameplay. And of course, there's a lot more than that. So let's go into my audio settings now. I use stereo. I use Audio-Technica headsets, so I set them to headphones. Do not use surround. It will really mess up your sound location. Stereo and headphones. Now, if you have Dolby Atmos, that might be a different story, but I don't have that kind of Skrilla here. So I turned everything to English so I can hear when they're calling for health, when they're calling for ammo, if the indicator isn't over their head. That is completely preference based on your level of immersion or what you like. All right, so VoIP's on, crank that up a little bit, and that's it for the audio. As you can see, I have a BenQ 2420T, old school 120 hertz. I play at 1080. The brightness we've turned up. My field of view is 74, horizontal 90. The third person field of view for my vehicles is 77. This is something I tweak with quite a bit. Actually, I'm going to turn it up just a tad because it is a bit low. ADS field of view. I actually have this off. Very important. Turn off motion blur all the way. There's already enough screen shake, flinch, suppression in the game. I don't want anything else visually cluttering what I'm trying to go after on my screen. Figure out if I need to take cover because I'm suppressed or keep shooting because somebody's rushing me. Then advanced. Resolution scale 100, UI factor 50. Then, of course, custom. Now, I've turned some stuff down, and I might turn some stuff back up, including the effects. Really messing with the gas. Turn it down to medium to see if I'd have some better frames on specific maps. Wasn't working that way, and that's in reference to my previous comment with DICE making some changes to optimization, a journey that they're on. So it didn't affect my frames at all, but it affected how quickly I could see gas. So I'd take 2 to 3 ticks of damage before I realized, oh, hey, I'm in gas. So this is something I'm actually going to turn back to high. And again, this all has to do with what kind of system you're on. We're on a 5960X overclocked to 4.2 on an EVGA for the win 1080. Pretty beefy system, but I still have frame issues as well, along with everybody else. So these are something I'm going to constantly be tweaking over the next couple of weeks, or based on the next patch that DICE brings down the road. So here's something really important. You can bind things directly to your mouse. This is really important because this is where my settings for the mini map come from. Okay, and you're going to see that I mostly have normal mouse settings. So the Corsair M65 Pro and a lot of mice out there have these settings available. You have thumb buttons, right, above where you hold the mouse. One is the mini map, one is the full map. Very, very important. So that allows me, if I'm moving around, to basically spam my mini map based on what's going on. Do I need to pick something up long range, see if there's somebody on a field cannon? Do I need to take a look at something closer because I'm about to go to close quarters? That is all available to me. So here you can see we use prone for Z, we use crouch hold. So when I am slouting around, I am using control. Push to talk is C for squad. It's also V for something like Discord or TeamSpeak, so I can talk to my squad separately than people on Discord or TeamSpeak as well. So that just about does it for my customization, for my keybinds, and of course my HUD. And this is always a work in progress based on what DICE is bringing down the line for optimization. As the game has some bugs squashed and better optimizations, I'll make sure to update this as I make changes, because I'm in constant pursuit of 120 plus FPS. If I have to make some changes to the video quality, bring it down just a little bit, I'm always willing to do that, as I've done it since Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 4. But hopefully, we won't have to cut too many corners in the future once DICE gets on this optimization thing. If you guys have any questions or comments or any other thoughts, don't forget to leave them down below. As always, thanks for your time, and we'll see you guys soon.